Okay, this part of the lesson talks about domains. Okay, and so the idea here is the domains of all variables in any algebraic expression are automatically restricted, so that the denominators of fractions and bases of powers of the negative zero exponents will not be zero. In other words, in regards to the domain, the denominator cannot be equal to 0. So remember the phrase we always used before, all reals, okay? And then sometimes we include the phrase except, and we'll list out these numbers. So anytime we're trying to find the domain, our one rule of thumb is set the denominator equal to 0 and solve. And when we do that, these answers here will go there. The idea of the domain rule is to apply to problems when we deal with negative exponents, just so they won't have anything to be, won't have any domain restrictions. So in these examples here, alright, what we want is simplest form, okay, and that means without negative or zero exponents. And that was a really bad spelling of exponents. Let's try that again. Exponents. Okay, so first example, 10 to the negative 2 times 10 to the negative 3. Okay, those are like bases. Like bases, we add the exponents. Okay, and so we get 10 to the negative 5, or 1 over 10 to the 5th. That's 1 over 1 with 4 zeros. Another way to do this problem is we could do 1 over 10 squared times 1 over 10 cubed to give us 1 over 10 squared plus 3, or 1 over 10 to the 5th. You could do it that way, and that's okay. So we got another one. Negative 3 times 5 to the negative 1 raised to the negative 2. Okay, we've got product, distribute exponent, negative 3 to the negative 1, 5 to the negative 1 raised to the negative 2. Alright, and so what we do here is power to a power. You get negative 3 to the negative 2 times 5 to the negative 1 times negative 2 is 2. And so we get 1 over negative 3 squared times 5 squared, or 1 over 9 times 25, or 25 over 9. Last example to go with that one is 3 to the 0, x to the negative 3, y over 2x to the negative 1, y to the negative 2. Okay, so I'm just going to deal with the zeros and the negative exponents. That's the very first thing I'm going to do. Okay, I've got a fraction bar. 3 to the 0 is 1. X to the negative 3 becomes x cubed on bottom. Y doesn't change on top. Okay, 2 doesn't change on bottom. X to the negative 1 on bottom becomes x to the first on top. Y to the negative 2 on bottom becomes y squared on top. Okay, so let's simplify and clean that up a little bit. I've got y to the first times y squared. That's here and here. So I add 1 plus 2. Okay, I've got a 2 on bottom, and then I've got an x cubed, x to the first. So I got an x on bottom because the cube is larger than the 1, and a 3 minus 1. So I get y to the third over 2x squared.